If you were a horror fan back in the mid-2014s and the late 2015s, you probably heard of a game called Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, it comes no stranger to me that I like Five Nights at Freddy's. In fact, I even played the first game and the second game, and planning to play the third game. My honest opinions about the first game is that it is really, really good. And as a celebration of its 12-year anniversary, I'm going to remaster every single character that was made from it. Now, of course, this is a redesigning video. But just a heads up, this will not feature any animatronics. I'm really sorry. I generally have the urge to show you, but it will show you the cartoonified versions. So this video won't be as scary, but all the animatronics will just be the same, just with a bit of modifications. And clothing, because apparently people had a problem with, well, animatronics not having clothing. There is a reason I want to make a redesign video. One, because views. And two, this will give you some time to wait before, well, my Fnaf free gameplay comes out. That'll never come out in time. I'm just gonna stop chit-chattering and just get on to the first animatronic that we can all can agree that is the most recognizable of the franchise ever.
Have you ever seen a grown man think? That's what it looks like. I just had a bunch of thoughts.
Now, we need to think of a personality for Freddy. It needs to be something different instead of the usual
Big Boop, I have a soul. I'm the lost soul of a child that was stuffed into an Apple II.
For Freddy's personality, we need to look on Freddy and Friends on Tour. What we can get out of Freddy is that he is enthusiastic, laid back, and just happy-go-lucky. And is willing to give, well, several chances. So let me try and work this out. Okay, I think I got it. Now, since the bite of 83 happened, William Afton tried to lightheartedly lift the situation a bit, just because he didn't want his little franchise to go downhill. Now, I don't know about you, but I really love Soup's interpretation of the characters. Credit goes to him, her, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it.
It's her, I just thought that.
It just basically goes the same. Fredbear and Freddy are related, Fredbear gets too old, Freddy goes off to the wildlife, he finds free animals, just basically giving closure to the kids of why they shut down Fredbears. Now, Freddy still retains the happy-go-lucky and laid-back and enthusiastic character, but I'll take the laid-back version of that design actually a lot more seriously. Now, you see, Freddy is a bear, right? I thought it might be pretty interesting if I made him hibernate, because, you know, he's a bear. But I don't think Freddy would sleep like 3 months or something, I'm not too sure. Just basically me giving more essential personality to the characters, like making Freddy actually hibernate. But maybe until the show starts, I don't think he'll sleep till like 3 months, like I said. Now, you may notice that I made him a lot more tubbier than usual. Well, there's a reason for that. You know how the animatronics walk off stage? I think you already know what I'm going to be doing. Freddy's going to hug kids. Now, Freddy's colors are basically essentially, well, a reference to the old family diner, you know, like how Freddy's clothing actually referenced Fredbear's old clothing. So, yeah, that's a little nice reference. Final thoughts on Freddy, I mean, like, he's actually a pretty good character. If you want the perfect Freddy plushie, I guess you can buy one from Funko. And done. Is anyone ready for Freddy?
Two suits, two tokens in hand. I got no respect cause I'm the new man. Got my shovel, shoes full of sand. Check out the tag, the name is Caveman.
Now, since Bonnie was the first character to be modeled by Scott Cawthon, it is no long shot that he had nightmares of him. I guess I can say that Bonnie's chill. I can assume him as a stoner, and... okay, let's see what I can do. Now, since Bonnie is the cool one out of the gang, I just want to extend his personality to just be, well, barely even hard to piss off, and overall doesn't even care about his surroundings. Now, while I like Bonnie, I'm not a big fan of his design in the first game. I know it's not in the official drawing itself, but I can imagine Bonnie rocking shades, since he's the coolest one out of the gang. I also wanted to do this because, come on, Bonnie doesn't have any personality. And I mean barely. He barely even had a personality. Freddy feels like a ringleader, Chica basically cooks, and Foxy's a pirate for crying out loud. Yet Bonnie's just there, holding a guitar, nothing to go off of, and has the most blandest look on his face. I guess his personality could help a lot more if he had, like, glasses or something. You know, to really give off the, you know, cool, rockified explosion thing, whatever. Now, stay until the end of the drawing for Bonnie, because I have something special for him. Either way, for Bonnie, while barely even hard to piss off, he does get a bit wordful if he just, well, gets things wrong, and is always there to help out any friends. I kind of make Bonnie a bit less fluffy, but who cares? He's a rabbit, so yeah, I think we can all tell that Bonnie's basically a fan favorite now, not Freddy, because, well, people just find him overrated now. I think Bonnie's basically lacking something. Hold on, let me just, yeah, there we go. And done. Make some noise for Bonnie. Alright, let me think. Chica is willing to tear apart anything that stands in between her. She is bubbly, cheerful, and was willing to meet new guests. And her personality traits are the same as Freddy. Let me think of something. Alright, my take on Chica would probably be that she's the head chef, but doesn't really focus on that too much. I want to imagine Chica as, like, the stumpy one of the group. I kind of like Chica's, animatronic. It kind of showed a bit of scariness and a bit of silliness at the same time. Now, since chickens are, well, usually plump, I kind of wanted to make Chica a little plump as well. I wanted to make her hold Cupcake, or you know what, Carl. Yeah, Carl sounds a lot more better. Before I even continue, I just want to say that this is my own personal take. If you have other personal ideas, then that's fine. Drop it down below in the comments. I just don't want any backlash, because it's not saying that I can do any better. It's just me saying, oh, well, here's my idea of, like, Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics. Yeah, this is just basically what I'm trying to do here. I struggled so much with Chica's head, because I couldn't really get the perfect, head shape, but then I finally found one, and, well, there you go. I kind of want to give Chica, like, a little derpy expression, because, well, her head kind of looks like an angry bird, so, yeah, it will kind of make sense. I mean, no offense to the old Chica, but it's still, I mean, like, it's pretty funny to see the contrast. And I kind of want to make Carl as, like, a pet to her, because, Carl's always hungry, and Carl really likes food. For the reason that Carl came to life, let's just say Chica added Chemical X. But Chica tends not to make herself as the cook all the time. Anyway, that's it for Chica.
It's me, Foxy, and welcome.
Alright, so what we can get out of Foxy is that he's, I think I'd imagine Foxy a bit mischievous and aggressive. Not too aggressive, but sort of how Macy and Vetter treated him. I'm gonna try and, like, make something out of this, let's see. I kind of want to make Foxy the main villain of the group. Sort of like making him a bit more cunning and conniving and, well, just your usual typical Foxy. Back in the days, he used to sail these 7 seas, but now, ever since he joined Fazbear's community, he's now retired. Now, honestly, I know that Foxy has, like, this, outfit in, like, Fnaf AR, but maybe I would just like to imagine that he pulls it out for special occasions or something. I'm not too sure. I'm sorry if I'm just ripping off almost any single FNAF redesign videos, but something tells me that these sound a lot more better. They sound a lot more better. You get me? Now, I struggled with Foxy's head entirely because I barely even drawed Foxy in my entire life. But you know what? I think Foxy's feeling a bit alone. So what did I decide to give him? A little parrot friend. A little parrot friend, because he's a pirate, and, pirates have parrots, right? The parrot's name is Polly. Wow, real freaking original. That is, like, the most normalest thing I ever heard in my entire life. I should stop distracting names. I literally made up the name. I think Foxy's a pretty fascinating character, and I think his whole legacy is built up because of his personality, and I just really like his personality. Anyways, that's done with the Fox Docs. That's real nice.
Shut the fuck up, you geriatric old man. I'm trying to fucking shoot champagne, baby.
Now, to be honest, I don't really have any direct personality for Golden Freddy. I guess I can give him one, so let's think here. Golden Freddy is, I guess he has post-traumatic stress disorder. Maybe we can give him a personality like that. I'm gonna try and do my best here and see what I can go with the drawing. Now, if you remember sidekick friend Fredbear, you would remember that he would always say, tomorrow's another day. And since Golden Freddy is technically Fredbear, I kind of want to make both of their personalities a bit chill, yet also a bit post-dramatic. Now, for Golden Freddy, he knows that life doesn't go as planned, but every time he just says to himself and to his other friends, tomorrow is another day. As little not to say, life will get better eventually. And he always says to stick up to the future and what may lay ahead tomorrow, no matter how post-traumatic that might be. I gotta say though, Golden Freddy has seen some crap. That's why he's, well, so scared. And that's why he feels always so terrified. And he sort of has this blankless expression, just because, well, he kind of feels like hiding all the personality and the drama that he had, even after the 5 missing children's incident. Now, honestly, I don't really care about the lore in general. I'm just really fascinated with the characters. Anyways, that's it for Golden Freddy.
By the way, guys, what do you think of the name Golden Freddy? His test name was Yellow Bear. I actually like Yellow Bear. Makes him a lot more mysterious, but you might be the other way around.
Oh yeah, and by the way, he'll not be in the show as much.
Oh, shit.
Now, it's no long shot that I have a bit of trouble making Endo's design, or actually give him a character whatsoever. I mean, like, although I wanted to give Endo ears because, you know, he wants to hear and such. Let me do something here.
When coming up with a basis design for Endo, I kind of struggled a bit because I'm not really used to building any Endo physical, actual drilled in skin, but I honestly have no idea what I'm supposed to do with Endo, because I don't really think he'll serve a purpose in this, you know, series of talking animals, you know, the ones that came from the wildlife, and then you just have the skinny robot staring at the wings of the table.
Sorry about the audio change, but maybe Endo's backstory could probably be is that William Afton built him just for customer service? And maybe he thinks that he's the future, when in reality, all that he's good at is, I don't know, men stuff? Creating suits or something? I'm not too sure. Anyways, that's Endo. And done. That is all the FNAF 1 casts accounted for. Sorry the video wasn't really as exciting as like the others. It's just that either I didn't really focus on the video as much, or I was in a rush to make it. Either way, thank you for sticking to the end, and if you want a part 2, then, I don't know, suggest it in the comments. If you wanted to make it an official series, then okay, sure, why not? I mean, like, suggest your character selections in a row. I mean, like, should I make a part 2 of fixing FNAF 1 characters? Should I fix any FNAF hosts? I'm just ready to show you some, like, what it did for the puppet. I mean, like, is there anything I forgot? Oh, right. Happy 12th anniversary of the Five Nights at Freddy's. Scott, I am actually surprised that this game actually lasted this long. I mean, if you want, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.